the research has shown that stress hormones, not just cortisol, but the norepinephrine and epinephrine, the catecholamines, can influence the cells in the tumor microenvironment that can affect or contribute to formation of tumors, and their progression can contribute to more aggressive behavior of tumors for metastasis, and can also affect our response to treatment. So I just can't emphasize enough that, like, listen, again, not all stress is bad. Stress is just a part of our life, but it's our opportunity to learn how to live with stress. Many of us don't want to feel it, right? We don't want to feel the feelings. It's very uncomfortable. We don't want to feel the bad stuff. So we numb it away with overeating, or we scroll social media, or we drink, or, we shop, or we overexercise. But again, it's a matter of how can we grow our capacity to be more in relationship, to learn how to find safety and comfort in our skin, and just know that this is just part of the human experience. I'm not saying it's easy, right? It's simple. It's not always easy, but that's why this is the work that I do, to help empower people with the tools, because not every tool is going to work for every person. Not everyone can sit and meditate. A lot of people need more active types of meditation, or maybe yoga is more helpful, or art, or there's many different ways, but we all need something that we can lean on to help us regulate that stress response. Because stress if you think about it, I know I'm babbling on, but upwards of 90% of all doctors' visits in the United States are for stress-related issues. Skin issues are the number one reason that people go to the doctor. So it is undeniable that skin and stress are intimately linked. So if your antibiotic, like if you're the whole slew of prescriptions that your doctor has given you is not working, there may be a very good reason for that, right? We have to look at the global picture. We have to look at lifestyle. We have to look at how are you managing stress? Are you even acknowledging that there is stress? A lot of people that I work with, they're like, I'm fine, I'm not stressed out. And then I ask them, I'm like, okay, so how's your relationship? How are you sleeping? And they're up in the middle of the night. They're not talking to their partner, haven't had sex in God knows how long. Like, that's a stress. And there's no shame in it. But unless we talk about it and normalize that this is just part of being a human being, we're all going to stay with skin issues or challenges. We're not going to be able to heal more completely. So.
Wow. So what are your favorite ways of working with your own stress?
Yeah, I think the one that is probably the fail-safe is really focusing on breath work, right? So many people say, I don't have time to meditate. I'm not good at it. It's like, well, you're breathing, right? We all breathe. So breathing is this beautiful part of living. Like, it's something that we do subconsciously, but we can also bring it under our conscious control. So simply just even taking notice of, how are you breathing? I know that when I'm stressed, like, I don't even realize I've been holding my breath. So just paying attention to, am I breathing? And then how am I breathing? Am I breathing in through my nose? Am I breathing through my mouth? Am I breathing up in my chest? Can I make my belly a little bit more soft and relaxed? And simply just bringing my attention to my breath takes me out of the worry and overwhelm of everything that came before, gets me out of the spiral of what's going to come after this, and brings me here in the present moment, and just creates a little bit more space.
Yes, beautiful. So breathing, start very simple and basic. And you mentioned how we all are in a way different. We all have, I think it's almost like crafting our own routine or crafting our own favorite methods of distressing. So how do you help people work with this?
Yeah, I think it's really also important that stress is not universal, right? We all have our own lived experience and our own definition of what is stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's understanding something that, might stress my daughter out doesn't faze me at all. And it's not to diminish that, but it's to recognize what it is in our own lives that creates this uncomfortable feeling or what is a trigger, and to meet ourselves where we're at with that. I think that's really important too.
Mm-hmm.
And also, once we know what the triggers or stressors are, being true to ourselves of like, well, what do I need right now? What do I need most right now to help me navigate this situation? For some people, it might be as simple as, a hand to their heart, just a little soothing self-touch. Some, it may be learning some breathwork techniques. There's coherent breathing, holotropic breathing. I mean, there's so many different types of breathwork techniques. Some people, it's movement, right? They do find exercise to be very therapeutic. Now, granted, again, there's a window here. We can under-exercise and not need a little bit of stress there, but over-exercising is a stress to the body and can cause immunosuppression. So
Mm-hmm.
moving your body in a way that actually feels good. I always caution against like that no pain, no gain stuff. I'm sorry, pain is pain, and that's a message from your body.
Yes.
I'm not saying don't have goals and don't try and increase your strength and all of that, but be discerning and know when you're pushing beyond your comfort, to the point of potential injury. So when I work with people, one of the first things that we do, we just have a long kind of conversation and see where they're at, what might work for them. But I do take most of my clients through, I like to do a little bit of art to help them get clarity on how they see themselves. Most people don't necessarily appreciate how disconnected they may be from themselves or where the stressors are. So helping to identify those can be really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us are just on autopilot. We're just pushing through, just trying to get through the day, and may not know where in our lives may need the most attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so even just stopping and asking yourself questions.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe turning, and even I'm almost thinking like look in the mirror and just look at yourself instead of looking at the problems.
Exactly. I think most of us look in the mirror, maybe just like quick wash the face, brush the teeth, or we're looking in the mirror to criticize ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Like what's wrong with us? The, extra weight around the middle, the sagging boobs, like the cellulite, all of that. We spend a lot of time just criticizing rather than acknowledging and admiring all that our bodies can do for us.